What's up, dudes? Back in the garage today. Got some more goodies to install on the ZHP. Last time I think we installed the interior, so we'll check that out. Right, so we got the steering wheel and the seat with the power rails. Still waiting on the handbrake, and then we should be good to go ahead and install everything. But today we're going to be working on installing these new Revshift drift motor mounts and drift trans mounts, as well as this dual shear selector rod from HRBerformance. So Revshift just came out with these. I think they're pretty good. Don't really know much about them, but they said they're made in a different way than the other mounts, so they're cheaper, but just as good. I don't know. As long as they're solid, it's really all I cared about for this car. I kind of forgot that that's like a common thing. I've had solid mounts in the other car for so long that I forgot you need to upgrade these. So we picked these up on Black Friday. I think it was like 75 bucks for both, which is a steal. So I ripped off the skid plate down there. You can see it. And we'll take a look over here what we need to do. Typical E46 engine bay. Got some catless spinner brake headers down there. Whatever, catch can, vented atmosphere. But way down there, kind of see it, it's the motor mount bolt. And then over here as well. I think they're 16 millimeters. So we're going to take the top ones out first and then go from the bottom. I need to get the strut bar, or the motor mount brace that goes across here from up my attic. We'll lift the motor up, pull those motor mounts out, then the trans mounts are even easier. The setup I was talking about, the strut bar, engine lift mount brace thing. Pull the engine up basically as high as you can get it. It might touch back there, but flex it a little. Got the motor mounts out. Here is a quick comparison between these two. So here's the stock one. Look how big they are. These are actually, I think these are liquid filled, so they're pretty smooth. But one of the main things I want to show you guys is look how smushed down they are. So over time, they just get compressed and get shorter and shorter, so your motor sits lower and lower, which if you have a low car like me, that can be kind of dangerous. The oil pan sits kind of low. So here's the Revshift mount in comparison. Also, don't forget to put this back on to the passenger side or the right-hand side of the car, otherwise you'll melt the mount. Another thing too, don't remove the trans mounts at the same time, because if you do, it's really hard to get everything back in place. I've done it before. I'm not doing it this time. So once I get these installed, I'll go ahead, I'll pull out the trans mounts and we'll compare those as well. Those get kind of smushed down as well. So here they are. Mounts are installed. Barely see them down there. Not too, that one's way down there. You can't see it. Let's go underneath. It's not too bad of a job. I've done it quite a few times now, so it took me about, 30 minutes or so. Kind of want to show you guys the contraption you got to come up with in order to get these things out, though. It's not super easy, but this is how I do it. I just have it on a 1/2-inch extension just because it's a little bit better. 15 millimeter bolted up, 16 millimeter take these off. Little swivel, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of the only way to get to them from below because the control arm's a little bit in the way. Before I take off the selector rod, I want to show you guys the difference. So this is the existing stock one, 175,000 miles. Quite a bit of play back and forth. Nonetheless, these 6 speeds shift a lot better than the 5 speeds. But hopefully we can get rid of a bit of that slop with this bad boy right here. So let's get to the parts. I just pulled them out. So this is a stock trans mount. Also squished a little bit compared to the new ones. These are pretty good, but the one thing I don't really like is that it's just a big old washer. The other Revshift mounts, the nicer ones, they actually they're not connected to the center, so like it isolates a lot more vibration. Another thing that kind of I don't really like is the fact that these washers are so small, right? So the factory ones are pretty large. And the idea behind that is you have this little piece of aluminum right here that's 20 years old now. Nice. 20 years old now. You want to keep this from breaking, right? So you go with a solid amount. You want a larger washer for more surface area. So I'll add I'm actually going to take these stock washers, these stock nuts, and I'm going to use those on the bottom, and then I'm going to find a bigger washer for up here. I'm just want to make sure that doesn't break, because that's a ruined track day. So, oops, look at that. So here is the stock shift selector rod, blah, 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 stock clip. Here is the prototype 3D printed version that HRBerformance and I worked on together. So I had this in this car originally. I ran it, and then we ran this one, right, until I grenaded the 37BZ trans that was in the car. Same trans that were running in this car. And I ended up going with the 53BZ trans out of a 335. So this is obsolete for that car, but it's going to work great in this one. So this is the production model they came out with. Machined aluminum, and it uses these proprietary bolts right here that actually, let me unthread this real quick if I can try to with one hand. All right, I'm on the struggle bus today. You know, I give up. But anyways, it's machined. You can see it right there. So that's the perfect fit right there. You can't clamp it too much, and it can't squeeze the shift selector out of the transmission. So a quick overview. I'm going to toss all this in here. We'll show the before and after of the selector rod, how much better it feels, and get these in. All right, I'm absolutely filthy. I need more gloves. I ran out of like latex gloves, but it's all finished up. I got the new trans and engine mounts in. I haven't started it up yet. I won't let it run for long because I'm in my garage. But oh yeah, here's the shifter. Turn on the music. So made it a little bit more solid. Obviously, it's not gonna be perfect. All the bushings and everything are, you know, OEM and from like 2004. So, you know, 20 years old as of today. Happy New Year. So let's fire it up. It's actually, I thought it would vibrate a lot more. Feels fine. Sweet. Good to go, baby. Thanks for watching.